short break and returning back to more.
The news live at the site of the event. Information on events as they are happening. If it's breaking news, it's Nile TV.
It's exactly 2 p.m. here in Cairo. It's time for an update of the news. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry called on Wednesday for the Libyan arms embargo to be lifted. Speaking before a UN Security Council session in Libya, Shoukry also called for concrete measures to prevent the acquisition of arms by all non-state militias and entities through the imposition of a naval blockade on arms heading to areas of Libya outside the control of the legitimate authorities. Earlier, Libya asked the UN Nation Security Council to lift an arms embargo on Libya and help it build the army on it can tackle Daesh and other extremist groups. Shoukry also met on Wednesday with UN Chief Ban Ki-moon in New York, where they discussed the latest developments in Libya, and Foreign Ministry spokesman Ambassador Badr Abdallah noted that the Foreign Ministry stressed that the United Nations Security Council should carry its responsibilities in combating terrorism in Libya. Shoukry also called and told the UN chief that the Security Council should impose a ban on arms falling into the hands of Libyan militias and terrorists. Libyan Foreign Minister Mohammed al-Deiri extended his condolences to Egypt after the beheading of 21 Christian Egyptians by Daesh terrorists in his country. Speaking before the United Nations Security Council special session on Libya, al-Deiri demanded that the council lifted an arms embargo so his country can fight the radical group as it moves closer to Europe. He stressed that Libya is not asking for international intervention, but said that the international community has a legal and moral responsibility to lend urgent support to the country. U.S. President Barack Obama said on Wednesday that Muslims in the U.S. and around the world have a responsibility to fight the misconception that terrorist groups like the Daesh speak for them. As he hosted the White House Summit on Countering Violent Extremism, Obama said all have a duty to speak up very clearly in opposition to violence against innocent people. Obama also said that he rejects the notion that terrorists like Daesh genuinely represent Islam. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif and top U.S. diplomat John Kerry will join new talks on Tehran's nuclear program in Geneva later this week. Iran's nuclear deputy foreign minister said that Zarif and Kerry will join the negotiations on Sunday after the diplomats begin the talks on Friday. Washington said this week that the European Union's deputy foreign minister would also join the U.S.-Iranian talks. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko called for European peacekeepers to enforce a ceasefire deal in East Ukraine after a strategic town in the east fell to a fierce assault by rebels. Some 2,500 regime troops retreated from Belbastiv, linking the main rebel-held cities of Donetsk and Lugansk after rebels ignored the truce to seize control of the town. Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council approved the decision to invite UN mandate peacekeepers into the country to monitor the front line of the rebels in Ukraine's border with Russia. On the ground, Ukrainian officials said 14 soldiers were killed and more than 173 wounded in what he earlier described as a planned and organized withdrawal that he graduated from Belbastille. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up this edition of the Top Stories. Stay tuned for more to come here on 9 TV International. I'm Kamal. Thank you so much for joining.
Welcome back, dear viewers. And now with our musical segment for this edition of Now Cruise on Nile TV, we have with us, joining us, the singer Kamal. And he's going to be singing for us a song that's called Masr Alati Bikhatiri, and it's a song for Kulthum. So let's go and take a listen.
the title, Peace and Safety Standards, a New System for Traffic, a forum was held. Many traffic experts attended the event. The forum tackled the traffic challenges in Egypt. It also discussed means and ways to solve the traffic crisis in all governed roads.
First of all, this forum is related to traffic challenges in Egyptian cities. That's a very important and hot subject. As you know, we have lots of traffic problems, and this session is trying to tackle the different problems and how to relieve the traffic congestion and the traffic safety situation in Egypt and in Egyptian cities particularly. And also the importance of the event is that it shows a collaboration between two entities in Egypt, namely the Automobile and Touring Club and also the Binational Fulbright office, and that's a big cooperation, including government officials speaking and previous government officials and academics from the University of Ain Shams. So in this context, it's a non-government organization collaboration reaching to the community and to the press and to audience to put its ideas and its thoughts on how to tackle the traffic problems in Egypt.
Many officials said it is vital to raise their children awareness towards respecting traffic laws since childhood. They added, successfully achieved, many problems can be avoided in the future.
Actually, traffic is one of the really important issues that Egypt is addressing right now, and we're happy to be part of this from an educational point of view, because we are an educational exchange entity, and so looking at traffic from an interdisciplinary approach makes us realize how big of a problem it is, but also the ways to come to resolve this issue. Traffic is important from an urban planning point of view. It's important from a sociological point of view, political, economic, and ethical point of view. It's very important for us to educate the new Egyptian citizen. It's part of the citizenry to respect the other, respect the life of the other, be sensitive to risk that involves oneself and the other. And so we feel that we have a place to be part of the resolution of that issue and that problem. I think it starts with probably childhood. You know, it starts with primary education and understanding the rules, but also changing the culture, understanding that rules need to be enforced and need to be respected, and explaining to people, getting the buy-in why it's important, because if you don't follow the rules, you not only create a bottleneck of bad traffic and delays, but you can take away lives, and you don't want to be part of this. So I think that having buy-in from people, making people part of the solution and not the problem.
Many officials noted that this crisis is not as difficult as many people imagine. They added if law is strictly enforced, drivers will commit to it. Basmat for Nile TV International.